Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Coast with your hosts, 401 Rated Jeff, and my guy.
What up, LVRaider10 here? Good to see y'all again.
Same. So what's going on? How you doing today?
Good. Hopefully, as we were talking about, James Cook can give me some more points right now. But
Buffalo, man, they look tough. They look tough. I mean, not saying much because Miami is just awful, but
yeah, Miami has been
they're
pretty bad. But honestly, they've been okay. Like on that first drive, they looked okay. Miami did at least. But
yeah.
Rorschach says I've
Well, the
been ready
first
since 1983.
I think a lot of us older guys have been, brother. Tired of waiting. Been a long, miserable life as a Raider fan, that's for sure. Lately, so we talked about last night on the connection about last week's game. I don't know how much you want to touch on that. I think we kind of beat the shit out of that last night.
Yeah, it was.
Um,
I mean, yeah, it's tough. But just
it's
to
depressing.
yeah, what up, AR? Appreciate you popping in, brother. But just to kind of
What's up,
just
Alpha Cup?
touch on it, obviously, because for anybody who missed it, really, it was obviously a horrible showing by the Raiders on both sides of the ball. Well, mainly the offensive side of the ball. I think the defense played pretty decent. Um, but really, it's just to me, it was the. It seemed like so desperate from our offense to try and score to try to match the like the high potency of the Chargers offense, which honestly they weren't even like that electric, I would say, offensively against us. So I
Yeah,
don't understand why we tried to, go punch for punch. I feel like we should have just tried to play our game. We probably would have had a better shot that way, but is what it is.
yeah, yeah. It just like we discussed already, there weren't a lot of bright spots in this game. Um, in typical fashion, the best part of the game was obviously the kicking. As much as I hate to talk about kicking, as you know from last year, everything else was kind of lackluster. You know, secondary did play better than we expected. Um, it would have been nicer to see Gent to get more than 11 carries, but for the 11 carries he got, it's a pretty decent average compared to what we've seen last year, obviously. But I'm done with this Amir White thing too because he had no value at all when he was out there. What's up, Pete? You know, in the O line, like I said, the O line was just
O line was big,
they
yeah.
looked weak. They looked weak. Meredith bad snaps throughout the game. Not every snap, but it happened enough. Happened way too many times. Um, I mean, we've got to put this game behind us now. We lost at home. The Chargers beat us again at home, and also we're 0-1 in the division already. So we got 5 more shots to win some in the division. So
Yeah,
I
prior
mean, now
to
it's
go ahead.
good. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say prior to like looking over our schedule, I had a splitting with the Chargers, and it was a really big toss up for me whether or not I wanted to pick the Raiders in this game or the one later on in the season in LA. But
Hmm.
honestly, I feel like it's a good thing that we've seen the Chargers so early, so we know later on in the season when it's more dire that the end of the stretch for the Raiders, the last few games are really tough. Like the back end of our schedule is really tough, so that's where it's going to be more important. Where if we are a brink playoff team, those games are going to matter a lot more. Obviously, we don't want to lose any time in the division, but I feel like it's a good thing that we took the lumps early, especially for a newer constructed team that we are, to learn from it and then continue to learn from mistakes and even wins like from New England too, um, and to make the team as best as possible, especially later in the season when we're hoping to be in a playoff spot.
Yeah, definitely. I get what you're saying. Um, and even though I mean we can kind of still hold our heads up high because yeah we didn't get a lot of points on the board, but the defense still did enough to keep
Yeah.
us in it. It was the mental errors that took us out of the game. That prevented us. I still say it. That first interception, I think that was costly. That's a bad way to start a game, obviously, but that was just. I think that was tough for Gino to overcome the rest of the game because you could see him just trying to force shit in,
Yes.
and it just wasn't working. You know, so there's that. Um, and like I said, we didn't get burned for any big plays. There was one miscommunication in the secondary where we got that long touchdown against us. We held their running game in check. You know, and like we talked last night, once Mac went out, first thing I said while we were watching the game live was, "Hey, this could end up helping us." It's like their defense got better. you know,
Yeah.
it's like they played us a little bit tough for the rest of the game. It's like, what the hell's going on here? The best guy goes out, and
What up, bueno?
they didn't miss a beat. You know, uh, again, I think what's up, Bueno. I think a lot of that was just bad play calling, bad offensive line playing, Geno Force and shit. It was just it still wasn't as bad as the Monday night game last year against Atlanta because that was pitiful. That was absolutely disgusting. We couldn't get anything going in that game. At least this one here, we were moving the ball every now and then.
Right. Exactly.
So I guess now it's just onto DC.
Yep.
The team today's Thursday, so the team will be leaving tomorrow more than likely to fly out there for the game. Um, there's a few people that I know that are already out in DC getting ready for the game. Um, it's a 1 o'clock game, which is nice, but that's two East Coast trips in the first three games of the season now
It's gonna be
for us
tough. Yeah.
on a short week. You know, luckily we don't have any major injuries right now. We've got a few nursing. Like, do you have the injury report there for
Uh,
both teams?
no, I don't. But let me go ahead and look it up.
Because I know
I know the Raiders one
there
was
were a
pretty
few on there.
short.
Yeah, it was only like three players, I believe. Redskins was pretty long. Might have been like seven players, maybe. I know there were three of them that were on not participate, but they were out for rest, and one of those was being Von Miller, which is understandable. He's longer in the tooth than the NFL age wise.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to practice. They know what they got with him.
Yeah.
Let him rest during the week. As long as he's ready by game day, he's
Hmm.
that type of player. He doesn't need to practice. Come on.
Yeah. So for let's start with the Raiders because it's a little bit shorter. But
Sure.
it started with Brock Bowers. Obviously, we know about his knee. He had a limited
Hmm.
participation both Wednesday and Thursday. Obviously, we're looking still at Friday, to see what's going on with that. But he looked pretty banged up on Monday, to be honest. Um, I
He
feel
looked out
like
of sorts. He didn't look like the Brock of
yeah,
old. No.
definitely. I thought that the knee injury was a lot less severe than what it looked like, and if it hindered him that much, I think it was a little bit more serious. But hopefully, he looks a lot better. Jeremy Chin had
Well,
a pectoral injury apparently. He was limited on Wednesday and Thursday as
okay.
well. Um,
That could be an issue.
Possibly. JPJ, obviously, we know
Well,
about his
especially playing in
concussion.
the second. Well, think about it. Playing in the secondary, every time he's going up and reaching for the ball or whatever, I mean, that could be an issue.
Yeah.
You know, he might
Uh,
not be as effective out there.
I'm sorry, Jackson Powers Johnson. We know he had a concussion. He was limited on Wednesday, but then he was full practice on Thursday. Um,
All right, so he'll be good to go.
yeah, he should be fine. Justin Shorter and DCam Richardson both were full practice on Thursday, so it was fine. Oh, I just realized that the Raiders.com has both injury reports. That's cool. Uh,
Oh,
Trey, I looked it up on two different fucking websites, but whatever. So for the Commanders, they had Trey Amos, which it's an undisclosed injury. It just has a blank under injury, but he was limited on Wednesday. Tight end John Bates, he has a groin injury. He did not participate on practice on Wednesday. Let me see. Yeah, it only has Wednesday reports. Um, for the
okay.
Commanders. Noah Brown, the wide receiver, groin and knee injury. He did not participate on Wednesday. Brandon Coleman, offensive tackle. He had a shoulder injury. He was limited on practice on Wednesday. Jaden Daniels, obviously that's the big one here. The knee injury, he did not participate on Wednesday either. I believe I said or I read today, he didn't participate today either. Yeah, Thursday report, Jaden Daniels did not participate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bob
So,
Rita. What's up, brother? So there's a
uh,
good chance he's not going to play Sunday.
I think he does. I think it's all precautionary because as long as he's limited on Friday, he's still able to play. It's really gonna be what happens on Friday, like his injury report on Friday,
Mm.
because then that's really gonna dictate whether or not he's gonna play. So that's where I think we need to really look out for the Jaden Daniels injury there. Zach Ertz, tight end. He was rested, so he did not participate on Wednesday. Jeremy McNichols, running back, he had a hamstring. He was limited on Wednesday. Von Miller, rest as well, did not participate. Laremy Tunsil did not participate because of rest. And then Colson Yankoff, a tight end, he had a hip injury and then limited.
So for sure, there's players that are definitely not playing. That's tackler. He's done for the season.
Yes.
Um, in that defensive tackle, I don't know what came of that from last week's game because that didn't look good.
Yeah.
Um, and Jaden, just target him, man. Just hit him as hard and as often as you can. Knock him back out of the game. I mean, that should be priority.
Yeah.
I just want to get back to Brock Bowers. I'm watching him play Monday night. Um, he wasn't the same Brock Bowers. He wasn't as crisp out there. I don't think he should have even played Monday night, to be honest with you. And he shouldn't have even. They shouldn't have even thought of bringing him out to practice this week. Let him just get treatments all long. Let him rest. Let him get better. You know what type of caliber player here he is. Yeah, he should be. He needs to practice still because he is still so young in the league, especially with the whole new regime. But when he's nursing an injury like that, and you can see the difference in him Monday night, um, he shouldn't have practiced at all this week. He shouldn't have played Monday night because he could have just totally reactivated. Oh, actually, it looked like he did at one point. I don't know if you saw that. He took Bill stuff, and it's almost like his knee kind of went, you know. He's the type of guy you can't afford to have him get re-injured. Um, but I think he'll be all right for Sunday.
Yeah, I think he
Will
should
he be
probably
back to
be
his
all right
normal
too.
self? Who knows?
Yeah, that's the big question,
It'll depend.
especially for my fantasy
Yep.
team.
Mine too. I got him in a couple leagues too. Well, that's part of the reason why I picked up Michael Mayer on Sunday because I'm
Hmm.
like, if he doesn't play, at least I got an option to put somebody in that I know is gonna get some touches. Um, I mean, as far as injuries on us, I mean that's the only one that really kind of concerns me is him. Honestly, the JPJ is going to be cleared to play now, so he's good. Um, what aspect other than say Jaden Daniels, like what part of this Redskins team scares you, or makes you be a little nervous?
Um, Honestly, they've been pretty underwhelming as a team in their first 2 weeks. If I'm being honest. Yeah, it is. I'm not sure why Jeff's being like weird right now. But honestly, the it's tough to say. I would say mainly their defense, though. I know they have a relatively strong defense. Um, because I feel like our defense could possibly hold him with injuries to Eckler, and I know they're a little banged up. Especially like if Jaden Daniels does play, I don't think he'll be that or as effective as we expect Jaden Daniels to be. So uh, there's like a lot of questions for their offense, and so I think defensively we can possibly give them a game. But to me, I think it's going to be moving the ball, especially how bad we looked offensively on Monday. I think we, as long as we execute and put it all together offensively, I think this is a very winnable game for the Raiders. But it's really on us. It's not really the Commanders to me. It's more, in house. It's more the Raiders beating themselves. I can't hear you. Mm-mm. I like Jeff's audio like this much more. I can see that. I know what he said there. Mm-mm. Can't hear you. What up, Rick Rock? Salute to you, brother. That's exactly what he said, Bueno. Just give us the signs. Sign. How do you think the Raiders are gonna do? Good. No. Just come back. Just exit and come back. All right. Well, while we wait for Jeff, how's everybody doing today? I'm not sure exactly what's going on with Jeff's audio here, but oh, there he is. Okay, hold on. Let's go back to Jeffrey. All right, go ahead. We can hear you, but it's like really off. I'm not sure why it's
No,
weird. Yeah, we can hear you, but it's just like choppy.
I'm okay at talking. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
You can't. Can you?
yeah.
If I'm talking, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? You said no? You touched a button you weren't supposed to or something. Can you hear me? I'm gonna go ahead and say no. Thoughts on Mariota running from our front seven? He is elusive, but slower at his current age. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he can't hear me. I can hear you. Talk. Did you turn off your mic? Hello. Just speak through the chat. You definitely touched something you weren't supposed to. No, no. Can you hear me? That's mine. How are you doing that? Yes, we can hear you, Nate. Yeah. I know you guys can hear me. I don't know. Jeff is struggling. Why am I you in the chat? I don't know. I don't know what you did, Jeffrey. I know. I'm not sure why it's me. That's funny. All right. I guess we'll just be back then.